YouTube, what's up? Vintage Yugioh here today, and we have our PSA return. This was a 2025 business day return, and they did it in about 15, I believe. So, actually, we're pretty decent turnaround on this return. I got this a couple days ago, but I've been out of town. I originally planned on opening this without knowing the grades, but since I was gone so long, I couldn't stand myself and looked at the grades. So pretty disappointed, really, actually, overall. If I were to have opened this and not knowing the grades, we would have had a roller coaster of emotions, to say the least. So, really ecstatic about a couple of them, and really bummed out about quite a few of them. So, let's see if I can get this out of here. I've heard PSA has improved their shipping. So we'll see. Okay, one box and two box. So overall, I think there was 31 items. So we'll start with box. Maybe we'll get them all out here and then kind of go from there. Yeah, hopefully they're in kind of semi-order of how I sent them in. So there are going to be a few Pokemon cards here at the end. Okay, so these are going to be the Pokemon, and it's Yugioh, and then all these will be Yugioh. Part of this submission was for a friend of mine, and he got, we both got boned pretty hard, in my opinion, but I would have never imagined some of the cards he sent in to get the grades they got in, and not for the good. So we're gonna go through that, and I'm gonna kind of discuss those points. So it looks like they're in order. Actually, they're in order, but they're in, I want to go off this face. So I'll just have these face up off camera and pull them in one by one. So the first card, I think the first 13 will be his. So the first card we have in this submission is a Dark Magician Girl, first edition, Near Mint Min 8. So I think this is a pretty fair grade for this. The centering obviously knocks it off, and beyond that, a little whitening down here. So I can understand an 8. One of the pleasant surprises for him, copy number 2 got a Gem Mint 10. So I think he is wanting to sell this, and I believe he might have actually already potentially sold it. So I'm not sure, but he was happy with that. And then beyond that, it's kind of all over the place. We have a wavy Monster Reborn Mint 9. In my opinion, could have gotten a 10. They seem not to know how to grade grade wavy. And then he sent, and this is the guy that had a bunch of really faded cards, and they did not know how to handle those at all either. I guess my opinion would be they need to just authenticate them and not give them a grade, because I think he got docked probably 2 points on every one of these cards because they were faded, even though I do believe they actually came from the factory like that. So here's another really faded Red Eyes, and this one had the splotch on it, so I could probably understand maybe why this one got a 7, but it's still pretty harsh. And then this was another really pleasant surprise for him, a Red Eyes Black Dragon Wavy Gem Mint 10. So I don't know, they seem to be all over the place, because and maybe they're just really bashing on centering. I mean, high to low, but in my opinion, centering should not dock a card 2 points. So I don't know, I don't get it. And this really faded Exodia got a 9. And if I were to guess, it maybe got docked at 1 point because of how faded it was. So, and then Trihorn was the last 10 he got. So he was really hoping for some others to get 10s, but could not come through. So he sent in a couple Blue Eyes, and I'll show this one. He didn't want me to show them all, but I mean, you guys can figure out what's what on the ones I don't show. I will show this one though. It got an excellent mint 6, and he had actually purchased this card off me at an 8 price, and then resubbed it, and it came back a 6. And I, to the life of me, can't figure out why this got a 6. But so he had some really bad misfortune there. And then this really faded right arm, it's missing the title, so I don't know if they docked for that or what, because this card, in my opinion, is 10 material. But yeah, docked 2 points, so he wasn't happy, and I feel bad for him too, just because I do think they just didn't know how to grade. And then here's another card he did not want me to show. And then finally we are into my cards. So PSA, they screwed me pretty hard overall too. Originally I'd sent this card in, and it was 10 quality in my opinion. And then it got a 9, so I'm like, I'm gonna re-crack it and submit it. And when I cracked it, I noticed on the top edge up here that they damaged it putting it in the case. So I knew submitting it, it was probably gonna get an 8. So it went from a 9 to an 8 because of their damage. So kind of got screwed on that. So I'll probably just sell that for decently cheap, or crack it open and put it in my binder. Next card, Dark Magician Girl, near mint 7. Really well centered, but it has this bend on the corner. And to me, I don't think that should dock a card 3 level grades, but it is a bend, so I was hoping for an 8, but could probably, on a rough day where they bend us over this hard, I can understand a 7. And then DDS Blue Eyes, near mint 7. This one did have some hollow scratching and a little off-centered, so probably, once again on a harsh day, probably deserving of the grade. Here we got another DDS near mint 8. I really thought this one could get a 9. I didn't expect either of them to get a 10, but I really thought this would get a 9, and it did not, so kind of bummed about that one. Next, we have a glossy Blue Eyes. I really didn't plan on sending this in until last minute. These cards are all in here crooked, just sliding around. Like I got the obvious nick there, but beyond that it was flawless. I'm like, Blue Eyes prices are crazy, so I'm just gonna send this in and see what it gets. So pretty happy with that. And then I'm gonna have to really look these two over. If one of these two would have got 10s, I would have probably been overall happy with the submission. A Dark Magician Glossy, got a mint 9, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it on this one or the next one. Mint 9, wavy. Both of these I think are deserving of a 10. See if they, yeah, it doesn't look like they damaged it. But. So I might crack both of them and try again, or I might go to BGS with them, but these two made me pretty mad. And I've submitted this one twice, and twice I've gotten a 9, so I will just accept its fate as a 9. I don't get it on this one either, so there's like a dot on the hollow right there. That's, I'm pretty sure, factory, but I guess it's enough to knock it to a 9, so I will live with a 9 for Stardust. This one, I don't even know where to begin. I would have been so mad seeing this one, and I'm mad looking at it right now. It was an 8, I cracked it, and it came back 6, and it's just laughable. No bends, no creases, no edge wear. I mean, what are they looking at here? A little off center, but at the bottom, the centering is well within 10 region, and then it kind of gets skinnier up here than over here. That's a 9. That's a 9 all day. Like, I guarantee you, crack this, submit it, 9 next time. I don't get it. So, as you can see, I had 2 out of my 11 Yu-Gi-Oh cards got a 10, and I believe 3 out of his 13 got a 10. So we had 5 out of 24 Yu-Gi-Oh cards get a 10. Granted, a couple of them I didn't expect to get 10s, but it was just, they were brutal. But so we've seen the lows, and now we're about to ready to see the 2 highs. So my 2 10s. I guess if I could have picked any 2 out of the 11 to get 10s, it would have been these 2. So I can complain a little bit, but at the end of the day, these 2 are going to be a very nice addition to the collection. Don't own either of these in 10, so definitely be holding on to these for a very long time. So without further ado, we have Dark End Dragon Shonen Jump Championship Gem Mint 10. So this is a Pop 2. I got this card for a really good deal, so nothing really more to say other than, like I said, I'm really excited to own this card, and it'll be staying in my collection with my Cyberstein and this Volskov. And one step closer to having 1 through 7 in mint or gem mint condition. So, and then considered the holy grail of Yu-Gi-Oh, probably 17, 18, 19 of these in 10. We have wavy Blue Eyes in Gem Mint 10. Stunning. So, like I said, I have chased this card probably for 2.5 years, so have the glossy. Now we have the twin brother wavy. So I would have probably ran around the room if I would have opened this and not known the grades. So I will be riding this high for a while. Just never thought I'd own one because I was not gonna pay 5, 6, 7, 10 grand for one. And I didn't want to buy one, and I never thought I'd find a near mint copy that someone wouldn't grade themselves if they owned it. So just got really lucky and fortunate, and I do think it's a 10 worthy card. So it's not like it was some 8 or something and they gave it a 10. So we're gonna finish it off here with some Pokemon cards. So if you guys are completely disinterested in Pokemon, you can end the video here, but give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'm gonna do some openings, and I'm gonna get all my cards kind of gathered up and maybe do another top 10 series or a 25 most valuable cards with values I think they are worth now, and stuff like that. So just be on the lookout for that. And if you are semi-interested or very interested in Pokemon, this was a really good added bonus to my submission, so we'll get right into it. So I sent in 7 Pokemon cards, and kind of go through here on. So we'll start with a Skyridge Kabutops, Gym Mint 10. So really, like I said, these cards I got for a really good price, and they were all flawless. So to see, and I've heard Pokemon, if you get 2 or 3 out of 10, it's a grade of 10. Like especially old school stuff, it's insane. That's like really good. So like to see these grades was just did not expect to get the grades I got. So Gym Mint 10 Kabutops. Then we have a Near Mint 8 Gengar from Skyridge. It has a scratch on the hollow, so I'm really not surprised that it got an 8. I don't know if that's this. I think that's the scratch on the card, that line right there. So got an 8, deserved an 8, I'm sure. So I think they did really well on these cards. I guess we'll go this route. So we have some Neo Destiny. We'll start with Shining Noctowl, first edition. Got a Gym Mint 10. So love these kind of ultimate rare Pokemon looking cards. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna sell or keep these. They're just really cool. So no rush to do anything really. And then got another Shining with a Shining Steelix first edition Gym Mint 10. So glad PSA graded them fairly and didn't say, oh, this guy's got 5 or 6 10 worthy cards, let's only give him 2 or 3. And then the last Shining card, Shining Charizard. Unlimited edition, but nonetheless, really cool looking card. And that came back at Gym Mint 10, so I was really excited to see these cards. And then we have 2 more Skyridge cards. We'll continue the Charizard trend, and we have a reverse hollow Gym Mint 10 Charizard. So that's a really beautiful looking card. I'll probably for sure keep this one. So, and last but not least, I think this is like a $1,200 or $1,300 card in Gym Mint 10. I really thought he'd get a 9 based on the centering on the back, but maybe they don't care about that. But other than that, it was flawless. And we have a Gym Mint 10. I might even butcher the name, but I'm gonna go with LOB. I think that's how it's pronounced, but don't bash me too hard if I'm wrong there. But yeah, just really beautiful card, and got a 10. I thought it had a shot at it, and I messaged some people and they're like, oh, you know, like, don't get your hopes up too high. They're really harsh, and just really panned out. So really happy with the Pokemon grades. So they must have different people grading the Pokemon cards than from the Yu-Gi-Oh. So hope you guys enjoyed this return. We're approaching 20.5 minutes here, but really just wanted you guys to hear my reasoning on some things and really get a good view at some of these cards. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said prior, like it, subscribe, comment, and really enjoy reading comments, and am thankful for people that are subscribed. So keep up the work, and that's gonna about do it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching.